would have known that only 600 kilometers from home, I would have been exposed to such crafts, such vibrant colors, tastes, and tradition. The first steps I took in this city, I witnessed a culture unlike any. A city based on mud and clay. A city of hallway after hallway with dome-like arcs. A city of life.
Walking in these streets and feeling these walls is like walking in the old times.
This is the city of Yazd. With 3,000 years of history, it stands almost untouched after so many years. A city that was once the capital of Iran. A city that, because of its location in the desert, was virtually immune to invasion. Scorpions are one of the strongest creatures in the world, and they live in the desert, which tells you something about the people living here. Yazdis have gone to war with the desert and brought it to life. To keep cool, they invented wind towers, and a sheer number of them can be spotted across the skyline. The tower catches wind hitting it and pushes it down inside, touching water, and cools it down. And with their miles-long underground irrigation canals called Qanats, they defeated the desert by bringing water and thus life to their homes.
Water was life, water was vitality. For the people in Yazd, the water from the Qanat meant life for them.
To start my journey in Yazd, I went to the bazaar to see the faces of the people and their wares. Even the bazaar bore the trademarks of the city and its architecture.
This is Yazd's bazaar. Every ceiling, every roof, every shop has a rich history behind it.
The first thing that caught my eye was a traditional type of handwoven cloth called terme. They told me this originates from Yazd and is made from silk. The main pattern was the butte jekke. The shop owner at the renowned Rezai Terme told me it resembles a cypress tree that has bent its head, a reference to the humility of Iranians. He told me Terme speaks to us. For me, it is the hard work behind its creation that speaks the most.
This is made from 12 strands of silk. Every line of silk goes back and forth every time, creating this intricate design.
Explorer Marco Polo visited Yazd in the 13th century and noted the city for its fine silk weaving industry. Walking along the corridors of the bazaar, I saw another type of weaving called darai. It was originally made from silk and felt incredibly soft on my fingertips. I asked to see the weaving and was told only an 80-year-old man and his grandson still weave this cloth by hand, and that Hamid Reza, the grandson, is probably the last person alive who knows how to weave darai.
Works of art have their own distinct features, but works of art that are made by hand are comparably different from those that are made by machine.
Hamid Reza told me that this is a very unique kind of weaving process.
دارایی کلا تنها پارچه‌ایه که با کل پارچه‌های دنیا فرق می‌کنه. به خاطر تک بودنش، به خاطر رنگ‌آمیزیش قبل از بافت. و تنها پارچه‌ای که هنوز نتونستم ماشینش کنم.
He said the colors green, yellow, and red are there for a reason, as they repel insects. But what was more significant was that this weave was a symbol of wealth in the past.
Having one of these was considered a symbol of wealth. Girls in the past that had 16 pieces of garment from darai, which means wealthy, were considered rich.
I couldn't get enough of the scenes of the bazaar, the shops where the elderly were working just as energetically as the youth. Yazd is a city where you'll find skilled copper workers, making pots and pans the traditional way. Walking along, I spotted Alireza Dehqani. However, he wasn't making pots and pans using copper. He was creating beautiful decorative objects with his own patented method.
سبک کارم به این صورته که اول مسا آبکاری نیکل مشک میکنیم سیاه میشه بعدم نقوش طراحی میکنیم و شروع میکنیم به قلمکاری و نقشه رو در میاریم.
While driving along, I saw a dome with 5 wind towers on top. It was a water storage tank, which with the help of the wind helps keep the water at near freezing temperature. And on top of the building, I was taken by surprise to see there were men practicing ancient Iranian gymnastics in a Zurkhane, or house of strength. But this sport is not all about physical exercise, it's about moral purity too. Every session starts with praising of the Prophet of Islam and the first Imam of Shia Muslims, followed by a recitation of Persian epic poems, usually that of Ferdowsi's classic, the Shahnameh. Every corner of the city had something to offer. Because of the more than ample sources of clay tiles, and clay dishes are a common sight here. The dishes are elegantly colored and are a melange of tradition and beauty. Colorful tiles and tile work are one of the famous arts in Yazd. The vivid colors and designs of the tiles are breathtaking sights. I couldn't stop looking at the designs and couldn't decide which one to buy. The Jame Mosque in Yazd is an example of some of Iran's finest mosaics dating back to the 12th century. The mosque is crowned by a pair of minarets that are the highest in the country and can be spotted from just about any vantage point in the city. The city of Yazd is recognized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, as possessing some of the oldest architecture in the world. In the center of the city lies the Mir Chakmak Square. It is one of the most recognizable symbols of Yazd. They say an Iranian woman called Sidi Fatemeh ordered its construction over 600 years ago. It was named after her husband, the ruler of Yazd at the time. Yazd is also the center of the Zoroastrian religion. Iran is home to around 25,000 followers of this native Iranian religion. Perhaps the most famous site associated with the religion is a large fire temple. Its flame has been burning for over 1,500 years.
As I read all around, Zarathustra preached good thoughts, actions, and words.
And last but not least are the sweets of Yazd. This city is famous throughout Iran for its rich sweets, in particular for its baklavas. Made from chopped almonds and pistachios and sweetened with a rosewater syrup, they are then presented in diamond-shaped cups.
And Yazdi sweets are the best souvenir I can take back home for friends and family.
Pedram Khadadi for Iran.